Marketing is the first industry to completely change with AI, and if digital marketing agencies don't act quick, they will get wiped out. Now, over the past few months, we've helped some of the world's largest digital marketing agencies automate parts of their fulfillment process, and in doing so, we've seen a huge shift in what marketing used to look like versus what it looks like now. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the future of AI in marketing. And if you stick around until the end, I'll even tell you how you can position your digital marketing agency to lead the AI revolution. Now, the first reality when it comes to AI in marketing is that in the future, most marketing processes will be automated with AI. SEO, web dev, ads, content creation, design, strategy, literally the entire digital marketing stack will be almost 100% automatable in the not so distant future. And the reason why I say almost 100% automatable and not 100% automatable is that I do believe if you still want to have good marketing, you definitely would need to keep an element of human creativity in the loop to make sure that you can stand out from a market full of noise. Because if you think about it, if everyone's literally using the same exact marketing automation, then literally everyone sounds the same. And sure, you can argue that you can slightly change the prompt, and if you change the prompt, the output's going to be different. Yes, I do agree, but it still would sound like AI generated content. And so the best way for you to really stand out from everyone else is to have AI do, let's say, 95% of the process, and then have a human to come in at the very end and introduce that 5% creativity to make sure that you can stand out from everyone else. And the value of this 5% creativity will increase exponentially over the next couple of years as more and more things become AI augmented. So with that said, I strongly believe that SEO will be 95% automated. That 5% will literally just be a human coming in, checking things and making slight adjustments before launching campaigns and posting blogs. Web development will be around 95% automated as well. Ads probably 100% automated because AI does a much better job at grabbing data, analyzing it, and making predictions and decisions than humans do. Content creation, I'll probably say about 80% because content creation is still very much creativity based. And although there is a bunch of YouTube channels even now that have AI generated content and they do very well, as more and more people gravitate towards this AI generated content, there's going to be more and more of it. And I do believe just the fact alone that there's going to be so much AI generated content will actually make people want real human content even more than they do today. So I hope that makes sense. But content creation, probably around 80% automated. Design also about 90% automated, and strategy about 80% automated. So if you want to understand why I've come up with these numbers, I'm basically looking at what percentage of these jobs is data driven and what percentage is creativity driven. The more creativity that's required, the more human that process needs to be. Whereas the more data driven the process is, the better off it is for AI to handle that process rather than you. But I will clarify, you can 100% automate all of these things even now. You can 100% automate content creation, you can 100% automate SEO, you can 100% automate web development, you can 100% automate ads, design, and strategy. And if you don't believe me, literally go and check out my YouTube video on automating your entire SEO process. You can literally do the whole thing for just $1, which is insane. If you compare that to what an SEO agency will charge, probably thousands of dollars, the fact that you can have it fully automated without you having to do anything whatsoever for literally as cheap as a few dollars is insane. So if you guys want to check out that video, I'll link it in the description down below. But with that said, although these processes are 100% automatable, you wouldn't want to 100% automate them because you're not going to get as good of results as if you were to 95% automate them and then keep that 5% human. And especially for marketing agencies where their entire job is to make sure these campaigns are very successful, the marginal benefit they'll get from automating that additional 5% just wouldn't make sense if you consider how much better their outcomes would be keeping a human in the loop. But on the flip side of that also, if you just imagine how much cost savings a marketing agency can have by automating 95% of their SEO process, it's actually crazy. So just as a little bit of background for those of you who don't understand how marketing agencies work, traditionally marketing agencies have been a very human-centered, labor-intensive type of business to run. Because if you think about it, to launch an SEO campaign for each client, it will take you a ton of time in research, content creation, posting, and optimization. And so as an SEO agency, for you to want to get an extra 2 or 3 clients, you'd probably also need to hire an extra person inside your SEO team to be able to handle that additional workload. And so technically what I'm saying is marketing agencies was a pretty unscalable type of business to run because the more clients you wanted to get, the larger your fulfillment team had to be. But as we're progressing into this new age of AI and automation, these marketing agencies can literally do the same process with 1/20th of the number of people they required to do it before. And so what that means is marketing agencies can now scale a lot quicker whilst maintaining maintaining very high profit margins, which just was not possible before AI and automation came around. Marketing is very hard because not only to do good marketing, you have to be very skilled in that specific marketing channel, but it also takes a ton of time for you to run successful marketing campaigns. And so 95% of business owners until now just didn't have the skill and time to run successful marketing campaigns. And so what did they have to do? Well, they had to go and hire a marketing agency to run these campaigns for them. And instead of it, they'll pay them a couple of $1,000s per month. But the reality in the age of AI is that marketing is now super accessible, meaning literally anyone can do basic marketing for as cheap as $50 per month. So if we go back to the example of the SEO automation I just showed you, to get an SEO agency to run these SEO campaigns for you, you'd have to pay them at least $2,000 a month. Whereas now I literally made a video on you automating your SEO for $1. And yes, sure, the $2,000 per month SEO agency is probably going to do a better job than a $1 automation, but just the fact that you can literally get a campaign up and running for as cheap as $1, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. And it's not just SEO that's like this. If you imagine graphic design, in the past, if you wanted someone to create some sort of crazy image for you, you'd probably have to pay a team of graphic designers a ton of money. Now you can literally go to Nano Banana and say, please grab this image and change it in this way to create this new image. And if you literally click the button within just 10 or 15 seconds, Nano Banana will create that new image for you like a team of graphic designers would have had to do in the past. And how much does it cost you? Literally almost nothing. And so the reality is, as we progress further and further and AI capabilities become better and better, marketing is becoming very accessible to everyone. Some might even argue that marketing is becoming commoditized. But in reality, it's not that simple. Having marketing be super accessible, where literally anyone can run any marketing campaign for just a few dollars, on one end means yes, small businesses and solo founders and tiny companies can now run much better marketing campaigns than they would in the past, and it will cost them a fraction of what it used to. But on the flip side, good marketing will also become much harder than it is today. Meaning if you want to actually have a marketing campaign that's successful, meaning the outcome of that marketing campaign is good, you would need to be much better than you previously were in the past. And so I have a saying that in the age of AI, mediocrity will die. There is no time or space for mediocrity in an age where basic marketing is accessible to everyone for just a few dollars. Because if you think about it, right now in a, let's say, pre-AI age, you're probably only competing with this many people when you're running your marketing campaign. But in an age after AI, where literally everyone can run marketing campaigns super easily, you're now competing with a market this big. And so what that actually means is that there's going to be a ton of noise in the marketplace. And for you to be able to stand out from this noise, you really need to differentiate yourself from everyone else. And so yes, on one hand, marketing will become more accessible, but on the other hand, this accessibility actually means that there will be a ton of noise in the marketplace. And for you to actually be able to run successful marketing campaigns, you actually have to be much more skilled than you were in the past. So it's kind of a trade-off. Some people might be thinking, oh, digital marketing agencies are going to go away in the future because literally anyone can do marketing. That's actually not true. Because just like I explained, more noise actually means you even need better and better marketers to actually stand out and run successful campaigns. And so it's not true that all digital marketing agencies will die, but it is true that the mediocre or crappy digital marketing agencies will definitely die. And so the reality is, even in a post-AI age, if you want to be successful with marketing, you would not 100% automate your marketing process. Because if you do automate your marketing process, you will literally sound like all of the other people that are inside your marketplace. And that takes us back to the idea of human creativity and just how important it will be in the age of AI in marketing. Now, as I said, I do believe that in the future, most digital marketing agencies will die. And so what will happen is just a few digital marketing agencies will end up getting a very large portion of the market, whereas all the other digital marketing agencies that used to exist in the past will all get wiped out or will lose a significant part of their client base. And so if you run a digital marketing agency today, you should have a massive sense of urgency to act as quick as you possibly can. Because if you don't, you will get wiped out in the future. And the reason is actually twofold. On one end, as I said, marketers need to be extremely skilled in the future if they want to run successful campaigns. And so mediocre marketing agencies just won't be able to get results in the future. That's the reality of it. If they hire cheap cheap marketing talent, they will get lost in the noise and they will not be able to actually deliver any real results for their clients. So skill is one side of it. But another side, which I think is probably even more important, is actually the cost of delivering these services. Like I said, digital marketing has always been a very high cost service because there's a ton of customization and personalization for each new campaign that you run for a client. So for example, if you get a new client for SEO, you're gonna have to spend a ton of time to get that campaign up and running for them. And as you progress every single month, you're also gonna have to spend a ton of time to ensure they consistently get good results. Same thing when it comes to building websites. Building websites takes a ton of time right now because you have to go and optimize all these little things inside the website. And even if you have templates to make that process shorter, it is still a very manual process through and through. Or even as another example, like we talked about before, you can think of design. Imagine how long it will take a designer to come up with a new brand kit for a company versus how long it will take something like Nano Banana to do the same thing if someone knows how to prompt it properly. So what this means for marketing agencies is they can now automate big chunks of these previously very manual marketing processes. And by doing so, they can reduce their cost of delivering their services to a fraction of what it cost them before. So for example, if we were able to automate 95% of the SEO process, it will cost the marketing agency at least 90% less to deliver that service than it would have otherwise. So let's say if a marketing agency is spending $1 million a month on their marketing department, maybe after automating their SEO process, they'd be spending something like $100K per month. That's a $900,000 saving per month just on the SEO department alone. So with this newly introduced cost saving, the marketing agency has one of two options. Number one, they can try and scale as much as they can by hiring better talent to make sure that they can really stand out from the competitors. Or number two, what they can do is they can significantly reduce the price of their services. So for example, if back in the day SEO agencies charged $10,000 per month, now with a newly automated process, they can now charge $1,000 a month and still have the same exact bottom line profit. And so what this means is for their customers, they can now get the same service delivered at a fraction of the cost. And so I do believe that in the future, a ton of marketing agencies will go down this route of making their prices cheaper because they still take home the same amount of profit. And by reducing the price of their services, they'll probably attract a ton of new clients that just couldn't afford their services before. And that's one way they can take more market share. I also think there's going to be a ton of marketing agencies that have a fully 100% automated process. And although I don't think these marketing agencies will be able to deliver as good of results as the ones that keep their process AI augmented and not fully AI automated, but even then, these marketing agencies will probably get a ton of clients because they can offer their services for a very, very, very small fee. Because for them, it's fully 100% automated. All they have to do is when a new client signs up, they just put them inside the platform and then everything runs using AI. And so maybe they can come in and offer SEO services for as cheap as $100 per month. And that itself will attract a new part of the market that just till now couldn't afford any marketing services at all. For example, these could be new founders or solopreneurs that just aren't making that much money inside their business yet. Until now, what they had to do is they had to sit down and learn all these marketing processes and try and do it themselves because they only could afford $100 and no one was willing to do that service for $100. But now, because there's these fully automated marketing agencies that can offer these services for super cheap, they can come and get that service done by the agency as opposed to having to spend time themselves. So these people will get a whole new part of the market. These people will probably get a bit more market share than what they had before. And the people that are still charging 10K like they used to will either have to deliver really, really great results, like I said, by hiring better and better marketing talent, or the reality is that they'll die. So that's the options. You can either be better and charge more, or you can be cheaper and get a bigger part of the market. The decision is up to you. But the reality is that if you stay with the current processes that you have right now and keep them fully manual, then you just will not be able to compete with those that do adopt AI internally and automate the parts of the process that don't require human creativity. So how you want to use the benefits of AI is really up to you. But if you don't adopt AI at all, you will definitely definitely get wiped out by your competitors. And so with that, I believe there's a massive opportunity for marketing agencies in 2025 to lead the AI revolution. And the only way to do it is to accept that marketing is changing and adopt AI into your processes as soon as you possibly can. Because if you don't, you will get wiped out. So beyond technical expertise or skill, the real moat for marketing agencies in an era of AI is these 4 things. Number 1, relationships. As the fulfillment process becomes more and more AI augmented, what becomes more and more important is the relationships you build with customers. And so, as I said, if you want to stand out from noise in the future, you have to have a lot of skill, which in turn means you have to have a very solid marketing strategy. And so I do believe digital marketing agencies will be skewed more towards strategy than implementation. Meaning instead of just being paid to run SEO campaigns, they're being paid for their expertise to strategize how you can stand out from everyone else with your SEO campaign to actually get real results. So a big portion of marketing agencies' jobs in the future is strategy. Now, just like everything else when it comes to AI, data is also extremely important. Digital marketing agencies that have a ton of data they've accumulated from working with a ton of clients over time will be able to build better AI agents or AI automations that will produce better results than marketing agencies that just don't have that data. So if you're a digital marketing agency today, I'd recommend trying to grab all the data that you've accumulated over the years and clean it up and store it somewhere safe so that in the future, as you build these marketing agents, you will be able to use them to guide what the agent should do for each scenario. And finally, like I always say, in the age of AI, the most important thing of all is speed. How quickly can you adapt? How quickly can you adopt AI internally? And how much do you want to lead the AI revolution? Because if you really want to lead the AI revolution, you have no time to waste. You have to adopt AI internally as quick as possible. Because if you wait for all of the other competitors to do it before you, then I guarantee they will build a gap so big that it'll be super hard for you to try and catch up to them. And so execution and iteration speed is the most important thing of all when it comes to AI transformation. Not just for marketing agencies, but for every business across every vertical. And so with that said, if you guys run a digital marketing agency, I would really recommend starting to think about what the future of AI in marketing is going to be and how you can position yourself today to lead that revolution. Because the reality is it's coming and it's coming faster than you can think. And if you need any guidance or help with your AI transformation, then make sure to book a call with us in the description of this video because we'd love to partner with you. And that brings us to the end of yet another video. If you guys found this video valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.